Hi, I'm Carlos Maillez Aranguiz. I'm an architect and master in history and management of cultural heritage in Universidad of San Sebastián in Chile. I'm director of art and heritage in that university and former national director of heritage in the Ministry of Culture between 2018 and 2022 in Chile and member of ICOMOS Chile. I have prepared a exposure methodology that I have taken a historical and photographic scheme to be able to expose synthetically as an alternative to conservation. That is the field of educational interpretation of this site on the industrial side of heritage for the diffusion and world heritage itself. And in this case, the industrial one. I must also contribute from analogous elements that the photography and also in contemporary language, because I think that is important for the industrial heritage sites. That is the allow to not only the specialists to find out about the different cases or promote them, but even better, that the communities are in the center of the conservation, of the restoration of this site. The communities are the co-constructors of these parameters, co-constructor of the archives and co-participant in the enhancement of the heritage. In this case, the industrial one. For this case, I have based myself on the work of the Enterreno Foundation. Please visit the website, who is enterreno.com, of which I am an ad honorem advisor. Enterreno is building today the world's largest time machine. We do this through the collection of thousands and thousands of historical photographs sent by the users. The communities are complemented with the knowledge of each one of them. That is why this initiative is designed for users with the idea that they themselves configure this large file on a daily basis. In this way, we are rebuilding our past, thus creating a better foundation for the record of the future. With the idea of being able to travel in time and the motivation to share with you this sensation, Enterreno works every day to be able to transport its users to the past and thus strengthen ties with the origins, history, culture, identity, and roots of every place. With this conviction, I think that the methodology for this case is very important for this presentation. What is Chile? What is our country? Chile is a country located in South America, bordered by Peru to the north and Bolivia in the northwest, Argentina to the east, and the Pacific Ocean to the west and south. It was a diverse geography and culture that include the Andes mountain range, the Atacama Desert, and numerous lakes and volcanoes. Santiago is the capital and largest city of Chile, and the country has a population of over 19 million people. Chile is known for its wine, seafood, and rich culture, including traditional music and dance such as the cueca. It's also come to several UNESCO World Heritage Sites, including the historic city of Valparaiso and Rapa Nui National Park on Easter Island. Chile is a country of mountains, and that is the identity of the cultural in Chile, of the patrimony, of the heritage. Chile has more than 17 million mountains in Chile. There is one of every Chilean mountain. Chile has a surface of 47.8 million of mountain hectares in Chile, which represents 64% of the national territory in Chile. In America is the Meseta de los 6000, Chile, in Puna de Atacama, and southward to the Cordillera de los Andes. The Aconcagua is the highest on the continent with 6,000 meters. It's lonely in the central valley of Chile and Argentina. Chile has several sites declared to World Heritage by UNESCO. Some of them include Rapa Nui National Park. This is a national park. It's located on the Easter Island. And it's known for its moais, the largest stone statues, are the symbol of Rapa Nui culture. We see now a photography of the enterreno.com about Chile, about all the territory of the geographic, of the landscape of Chile, but create for the community. I think that is the key of the heritage in the industrial sector too. Valparaíso is the other World Heritage by UNESCO. The spot is famous for the colorful houses on the hills and eclectic architecture. Humberstone and Santa Laura, like saltpeter works in the 19th century. These former saltpeter mines in northern of Chile were important to the country economics in the 19th and the early 20th centuries. Both were declared World Heritage Site. Capacñán, the pre-Hispanic Incas road system, extends through the several countries in South America, including Bolivia, Argentina, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru. In South America, including Chile, it was declared World Heritage Site in 2014. There is just like some example, and for your knowledge about Chile, has a very special site of the landscape of the natural geography. And we have to see now the case for you, the industrial case in heritage, who is Sewell. Sewell, El Teniente Mining Company, who is very important for us. In Chile, there is more sites of industrial heritage, but I think that is very important, the mining camp of Sewell. We see now the photography here, historic photography, who is only one example of the conservation plan, who is the historic site of Sewell for the communities, with the communities, a co-participant with the communities. Sewell is called the City of the Stars, corresponds to a former mining camp with more than 100 years of history, which served as a room for the miners of the El Teniente mine. It's located 60 kilometers of the city of Rancagua, very near of Santiago de Chile, the capital. Sewell is located at an altitude of 2,000 meters in the middle of the Andes mountain range, and it was conceived by the American company Braden Cooper in the early 20th century in 1905 to house the worker of the El Teniente mine. El Teniente mine is the Cooper deposit, which grew exponentially during the 20th century, become the largest underground mine in the world and the mining town too, with more than 50,000 inhabitants in the 1970s. The Great Sewell Hospital was built in the early 20s. The El Teniente mine has more than 66,000 kilometers of underground galleries. Relevant data about Sewell. Is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Now is owned by the National Cooper Corporation of Chile. It is a city of the stars for excellence. At the beginning of the camp, the small vernacular houses called shacks in Chile, and the administrative office grew without urban planning. But in the time, urban layout was designed in New York, was implemented that consisted of arranging the buildings around the main axis. The central star from where a series of secondary stairways come from. For this reason, it's named the City of the Stars. The largest mining city in the world is this. In the 20th century, the city managed to be the largest copper deposit on the planet, with 6,000 kilometers of underground tunnels, which is still operating on El Teniente mining today. The transportation ordered to the build by the Braden Cooper Company with a motorway was inaugurated to a link of city and Rancagua and Sewell, being its main objective the transport of materials and operational inputs, but also of officials and operators, being the most effective way to arrive at the mine. The Chilean government, when built the Cooper Highway in the 1978, left this transport, the motorway, and out of operation. And aerial tramway was also used, and where more than 50 tons of were transferred daily, and from the deposit here for the deposit to the dynamo, as seen in the registered photos in the 1915, called the Fortune Tramway. The smoke and other tragedies considered the biggest accident occurred in the metal worldwide in the 1945, and other accident is the cause of the transport of the inhabitants from Sewell to Rancagua living. That is in the end of the 1970s, who is the reason for the close of this campament, this city of Sewell. The life on Sewell, the police morale of Sewell is very important. It's very educative way to the workers, to the big management, the big person in Chile, who until today we listen to people who live in Sewell. The mountain town is very important. It's a location between the Andes Mountain, and the challenge for conclusion now is that promote this mine company, his history between the Chilean people and international people. And today we are in a plan to restore some buildings, some stairs, and visit is very successful to this site from Rancagua, from Chile, to visit this city of the stairs between the mountains. Thank you very much.